Hi, this is Philip. I'm the co-founder and CEO here at Saleswings. And today I would like to show you how you can create automated workflows in other applications when somebody visits a particular page on your website. For example, you may have different sections, different products or services sections on your web page, and you may want to put the leads who visit the different sections in different newsletter lists in a newsletter application. Or you may have a page which is particularly interesting, for example, the pricing page. You want to know whenever somebody visits that pricing page. So you could send yourself an email alert using Zapier for that. Another example would be if you have a career page with jobs. In this case, you may want to notify the HR department. So you could say, well, if somebody visits the HR page with the jobs, send an email to the HR department or the partner section or else. So you can be very creative using this workflow, and it's very powerful for your company. So firstly, make sure that you've connected Saleswings to Zapier to create the workflow. So inside your Saleswings settings, which you can find up here, you have the Zapier section, and you only need to connect Zapier once for your entire organization to Saleswings. We're covering how to do that in a different help article, which you can find here under the help guides. So when you're sure that Zapier is connected, you can go to Zapier and you can start by creating a new Zap. So a Zap is a workflow, and it's created from triggers as well as actions. So you're creating a trigger, which in our case now is when somebody visits a particular page inside Saleswings. And we then want Zapier to do an action inside another application. So to start, you want to look for Saleswings in the trigger section, and you want to choose Saleswings lead scoring. I'm choosing beta now because we have a beta account, but of course you want to choose lead scoring. You have different triggers, so you can trigger an action in other applications, for example, when a contact is created. So you could say when a contact gets created in Saleswings, then I want you to create or look up a contact in your CRM. Or you could say, well, when somebody turns sales ready, I want Zapier to create an opportunity or a new deal in my CRM. Make sure to check as well the less common options here, so you can click here. This will show you more options. So you could, for example, trigger an action when you toggle the contact as favorite. Let me bring up the Saleswings cockpit here. So as you know, you can mark contacts as favorites on the left to opt in or opt out of notifications, or just mark them as particularly important. You can create an action when you click action taken. So action taken is by clicking here. So when you follow it up, you could create an action, for example, send an email to yourself, or create a deal in a CRM or else. And then you have other triggers, which we're going to use now, is when a favorite contact visits your site, or when a hot favorite contact visits your site. So soon you'll also be able to create a trigger when any contact visits your site, but right now we're going to choose when a favorite contact visits, I want to take an action. So I'm going to click Save and Continue. It's correct, so I've connected my account. You would also have the possibility to connect Saleswings at this moment. So I'm going to click Save and Continue. There you go, test, and then continue. So because now you need to set a filter and a delay. So imagine your contact is visiting. You don't want that trigger to automatically go off. You want to give that visitor time to visit your web page and visit different pages. So what you do then here on the right side is you want to go down a little bit, and you have the so-called built-in apps. So the first thing you want to do is you want to add a delay. I'm going to click delay. Then I want a delay for, so I want a delay for a certain amount of time. And I usually just give him 1 hour to visit. Who knows, he goes out for coffee, comes back. So you select 60 minutes. So I'm gonna wait for 60 minutes to give him time to visit your page, my page, before I finally trigger the action. Okay, finish. Okay, so I'm obviously not finished right now. So what I'm going to do again is then I'm going to click plus to add another action in between now, and once again go down. So again, I'm going to go to these built-in apps, and what we want to do now is set up a filter. So we want to filter out contacts or leads who have visited a certain page. So I've selected filter, and I only want this workflow to continue if, save and continue. And then here you can set your rules. I'm going to click here, so I want it based on Saleswings data. And if I go down now, we have the different Saleswings data points that you can, base your filter on. And what you want to do is you want to select page views. So you want to filter out these pages. And for us, we're going to select pricing page. You want to then select text contains, so the URLs contains. So in this field page views, you have a list of all the URLs that the lead has visited. So you can just say text contains. So the text contains pricing because my pricing page, in this case, contains the word pricing. You could set more rules, but we're going to keep it simple right now. So I'm going to click continue. Of course, Zapier's asking me to test. So here, so in this case, don't worry about these errors. In this case, my contact, which Zapier has chosen, does not contain the pricing. The pricing page, but that's okay because he may just not have visited that page. So now obviously we're not done yet. But now what we've done is we've triggered an action when a contact visits. We give him 1 hour to visit the page, and then we look up with a filter. We look up the pages he visited, and we tell Zapier, well, if he visits that page, take an action. And then you want to decide on the action, of course, and you click on plus here. And then you're really free to do whatever you want. So you could, for example, add that person to a list, whatever tool you use for email marketing. There's really hundreds of applications, Campaign Monitor or Marketing Cloud or Constant Contact or whatever you're using. You could say, well, I want to get an email when somebody visits that page, so do send me an email. You could say, well, create a support ticket in my help desk, export them to a Google Sheet. So you're really free to do whatever you want based on that. And that's how you create an automated workflow based on what a contact is visiting on your web page. Thank you very much, and have a look as well at our other guides.